What we are going through on Earth right now is an expansion, believe it or not. The reason why it feels like the opposite, it feels like a constriction, is because we have now expanded out into the fullest extent of the current range we're in. We've outgrown it. We're now up against, like, feeling like constricted by it. That is the first stage of needing to move into a bigger range. That doesn't feel very nice. A woman heavily pregnant with a child doesn't feel very nice. We all know what needs to happen, birth into something new. This is the same on Earth. So right now we are heavily outgrown our range, our dimension, that at one point was probably fine. Now it's too small for us. Most of us are feeling quite trapped, quite disappointed, and with a smaller dimension comes a greater level of density. So that is the physics of how it feels on Earth right now. We're going through an expansion into a bigger range. Now, there's many ways that we expand. I'm writing a course at the moment all about expansion. I'll put the details below. One of the aspects that keeps us in a smaller range is shame. And I know many people may not be thinking that they have any shame, but the levels of shame on Earth are quite high. That means low self-worth, low self-esteem, lower than it should be, because, full self-worth is full love for yourself and nothing else. Many people struggle to come to that because the demands are so high on this planet. They're really difficult to reach, especially within a system that is not rigged in our favour, as we may have noticed. So I realise I have naturally low levels of shame. And so through comparing myself throughout my life with other people and the reactions people have had to me, you can imagine, with low levels of shame. But I realised shame is the thing that it's the invisible boundary that keeps us in this range. And when we learn to reduce the shame of, it's very difficult to stick to the rules here on Earth. It goes against a lot of our natural ways of being. Naturally, we're a lot more free range, we're a lot more open, we're a lot more self-governing, but this is sort of shamed down into a smaller range, and we think it's bad to step out of that range. No, this is a good person. A good person does this. A good person works hard and follows the line and succeeds in this certain range, and that's becoming more and more difficult because we are growing beyond that. And in order to let yourself out of that, we've just got to stop putting shame on ourselves. The amount, if you really knew the amount of things that have been shamed for humanity purposefully, because shame reduces, and when you're smaller, you're easier to, control. If we could do one thing today, if you can do one thing, it's just don't put shame on yourself for not being able to abide by the many, many quite unnatural rules and requirements that we have on Earth. Don't feel bad about yourself if you didn't succeed in this system that is now, we understand it's quite corrupt and it's old and it's not working very well. Don't feel bad about yourself if you followed your natural urges to feel freedom of expression in certain ways that we have shamed down on ourselves. I could go into the full history of all of the ways that humanity have been restricted through keeping us in a low level of self-worth. It's so sad. It's kind of what a a controlling parent has done to their child. It's not kind of like that, it's pretty much like that. An abusive elder who wants to keep humanity in place, and it's very easily done through shame. So if you want to do one thing to help yourself get out of, if you feel like life's too small and maybe it's a bit disappointing, or you feel trapped, or it's dense, going round and round in circles, release the shame you feel about yourself. Just release it. Forgive yourself. Get over it. Let it go. And you will find that that invisible shame bubble will start to dissipate, and you will feel relief. You will feel a lightness, an expansion will come from that. And that is empowering, because a being who is in full self-love is very difficult to manipulate. And if you want more freedom on this planet, and you want more empowerment, and you want us to break out into a new way, stop putting yourself in shame. Every time you think a negative thought about yourself, say, no, actually, I've done really well on this planet, all things considered. I am a good person and I deserve to love myself completely. Okay, thank you.